Good day, everyone, wherever you may be looking at this video from. My name is Olawale Akinbami, and I will be sharing with us a series of how you can find your way around Sage accounting software. Now, we're going to be doing this in sequence, the way you really appreciate the flow of how the application works. But I will still suggest that if any of the users of this video or this information have specific information that you want us to work on, or you want us to do a video of how you can find your way around Sage accounting software, solving specific problem in your organization, you can reach us through the following social media handles. You can reach me on this. You can take note of all of that. You can also call me on my mobile phone. Quickly, without wasting time, today we are going to look at how to set up a new company on Sage accounting software. How to set up a new company on Sage software. And to do that, you open your application from your desktop. Open your application from your desktop by double-clicking on the app. Once the application is opened, you have this window. I'm using the newest version of Sage. If you have the older version, you might not see some of the things you are seeing on my screen, but that notwithstanding, you can still flow with the guide. Okay, you have this window. You have the three options. We have open an existing company, connect to a share company, create a new company. On most of the older version of Sage, you will not find this connect to a shared company on this window. This is just a new function that was introduced to Sage so that you can have access to companies' data that are shared on the web or on the internet. In our subsequent lectures, we're going to look at some of the functions of this menu, the file menu, the option, the service, and help. We're going to look at that. But specifically, we're going to focus on how to open an existing, how to create a new company in today's video. Without wasting time, to open or to create a new company on Sage, you click on create new company while you have opened the application. And this wizard will run you through the 5 basic questions that you must answer for you to have a running company on Sage. These questions are very important, and I'm going to be explaining to us some of the technicalities involved, because whatever decision you take at this stage, some of them might not be reversible. So you need to take your time to go through this process. Okay, you have to answer the question, company name and address. You have to state the business type your business is running. You have to decide the accounting method, whether your accounting method is cash or accrual. You have to define your accounting periods and your fiscal year. Let us start by clicking the next button. Because I'm using Sage 50 Quantum, a consultant version, I have all Sage applications on this. But you may not have this, you may not have this first stage on your own version. So never mind, then it will take you to where you enter your company information. Now, to enter your company information, you create your company name by inputting your company name. Now, that company name is a very important information that you must enter at this stage. Every other information that you have here can be filled later on. You put in your address, put your address line 2, you also put it. You have your city, put your city, states, state code, then you have the zip code. The country you are operating from, you put in the country, then you have your telephone number, then you have your fax number if you have. You decide the business type of your company. You have the corporation, partnership, sole proprietorship, limited liability company, exempt organization. So let me choose limited liability company. And in Nigeria, we don't have all of this. Federal employer ID, state ID, state employer ID, state unemployment ID, we don't have it. You put your website. Put your website, then your email address. Preferably your business email address, because the application is going to make use of all of this information at some point. Then you go to the next stage, select a method to create your company. Now, these 5 options that you have here, I'm going to explain each and every one of them. Use a sample business type that closely matches your company. Within Sage application, Sage has provided sample companies, a template of chart of accounts that may likely meet the need of your organization. You have, them here. You have construction, distribution, and so on and so forth. You have the detailed sample company. So you can go through all of this. Anyone you select, you can run through the chart of accounts. If it will meet your need, you can go ahead and choose this option. But if not, you can go back. You have the second option, copy settings from an existing Sage 50 company. Now, for some of us that are consultants, what we do is that once we have done a similar work and we are doing the same type of work for similar kind of business that is in the same industry, instead of you to start setting up the chart of account, what you just do is you copy the chart of account that you already set up. So once you select this option and you go to the next, it will give you all the work that you have done that is related to that work. Then you can then copy that chart of account. And if that option will not suit you, you have the next option, which is convert a company from another accounting program. I'm very sure that Sage supports Dark Easy and QuickBooks. You can easily convert any of these company data from either QuickBooks or Dark Easy. If you have been using that application before now, then you can convert from those 2 applications. You can convert your data to Sage. But those are the two that I'm very sure of, but I don't know other application. Then you have the fourth option. You can see Sage themselves, they give you a guide that this is designed for accountants and advanced users only. Now, this will not give you any templates of any chart of account. So you are going to decide or define the parameter of how you are going to set up your chart of accounts. And in a subsequent lecture, I'm going to run us through how you define segments and the rest. Now, this option can be used in a situation you have maybe a departmental store and you want to structure your chart of account such that you will be able to measure the performance of each of the departments to see how profitable they are. This option can be used. But in one of our lectures, we're going to also look at how to do this. Then the last option, which is consolidate existing Sage 50 accounting company. Now, if we have a company structure that maintains subsidiaries or that maintain branches anyway, and you want to set up a different company for the branches, for the subsidiaries, and at the end of the day, you want a situation where you can consolidate all of these different companies into a single report. You can make use of this option. Right? You must. The rule is that you must first and foremost have created the subsidiary companies. Then, if you want to now create like a group company that will consolidate those subsidiaries, you make use of this option. Once you choose this option, all the companies you have worked on before now, the system will give you those options. Then you can now add them to the companies that you want to consolidate. But these are the rules. For you to be able to consolidate companies, subsidiaries, and have a single report, number one, the companies you already created before must have the same fiscal year structure. Now, what do I mean by that? The accounting year of the companies you want to consolidate must start from the same period. For example, January to December. It is very important that you bear that in mind. Then the company you want to set up must be the same type of business. If it's a limited liability company, it must be a limited liability company all through for all the companies you want to consolidate. If it is a partnership, the structure you want to consolidate, all the companies must be partnership. So they must have that. Then your accounting method, accrual or cash basis, must also be the same for you to have this account to be easier for you to consolidate. So these are very important points you must put in mind if your intention is to have a structure where you have the subsidiaries and you have a company that will consolidate all of these subsidiaries at the end of the day. So for the purpose of this lecture, let us make use of the first option. At our own leisure, we can explore all of the 5 options. If we have any challenge, you can contact me on any of my social media. I can guide and put you through how to find your way around it. But for the purpose of this lecture, we're going to use the first option, which is use a sample business type that closely matches your company. Or you want to use the second option, or any option at all, it's allowed. So let's make use of this as a manufacturing company. Then you have this sample chart of account. This chart of account is not sacrosanct. So at the end of the creation of the company, you can modify what you have here as a chart of account to suit your need. You can modify them. We'll see how to edit chart of accounts also in subsequent videos that we're going to be sharing with us. Okay, we are choosing manufacturing, then we'll go to the next. Choose an accounting method. This is very important that we decide what is the accounting method we're going to be using to keep our accounting information. There are 2 major accounting records for people that are accountants. They will understand what I'm talking about. We have the accrual method and we have the cash method. The accrual method recognizes income and expenses when they are incurred, not necessarily when cash is paid. For example, your rent is due. Your rent tenure is January to December. Whether you have paid for it at the end of December or not, the rent has been incurred. But the cash basis of accounting recognizes income and expenses when cash is received or when cash is paid. But Sage, within Sage application, they make it easier for you, despite even if you are using the cash accounting method, they still make it easier for you to be able to keep track of your debtors and your creditors, or which Sage current vendors. Then you can also still be able to keep track of their age analysis. But cash will only be recognized. Your transaction will only be recognizable when cash is paid. Then for most businesses, except for in business, in government organizations where you use cash, for most businesses, Akura method is applicable. Then you have choose the posting method. You have the real time. Each transaction is posted and entered as when you are saving it. Then you have the batch method, which gives you the options to process your transaction, but it's saved into a temporary file, and it gives you the opportunity to review the accuracy of what has been posted. Now, in a situation where you have a subordinate that is working with you, you can make use of this batch posting to minimize wrong posting. So this batch posting is, once the transaction is saved, you as a superior officer, you can go back to review what your subordinate has posted. And once you are satisfied with this, then you can then post by just a click of a button. Then you have the smart posting. Now, this smart posting gives you the leverage. As your data is growing, when you are saving some transactions, it might take some time, say 30 seconds, 60 seconds, for the transaction to process on your screen. And while the transaction is processing, what that means is that you have to wait for the process of the transaction to complete before you can proceed to do other things. But what smart posting option does is that once you click save button, the saving of the transaction is done at the background, is done behind the scene. Then you can continue to process your transaction. Now, this informs the reason why some of Sage users will complete a transaction and they will go to check such transaction in the report. They will not be able to find it. Now, what happened is that the smart posting has not yet finished processing that transaction. It's not as if a transaction has not been saved. So you just have to be a little bit patient, because the saving of the transaction is done behind the scene, and the computer will do it at its leisure, at its appropriate time. So you have to wait a little longer so that you don't go and post the transaction again, so that you will not have double posting. So you choose the option that suits you based on your need, then you go ahead. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to choose real time. Then you go to the next. Then choose an accounting period structure that suits your reporting system or your reporting format. You want to choose a 12-month accounting period. Now, this option gives you the option from January, beginning of the year, to December of the same year. That is 12 calendar months. But if your option is different, you can choose the accounting period that do not match the calendar month. For example, if your accounting period starts from April and ends in March, or your accounting period starts in July and ends the following year, June, or your accounting period starts, say, October and ends the following September. So whichever option you have, you can choose. If you choose this 12-month calendar period, the system will give you the January as the beginning of your accounting year, then you can choose your fiscal year. But if you choose the second option, account period that does not match the calendar month, so the system will give you the option to choose your calendar months, whether 12 months. Yeah. Then what is the starts? You can start in March, February, June, whichever period you want to start. Now, this option also helps in the commencement. For example, if from your commencement of your business to the end of the accounting period is not equal to 12 months, this option gives you the leverage to choose, the appropriate number of months that your fiscal year will cover. But for the purpose of this class, I'm going to choose the option of 12 monthly accounting period. So I'll choose the month, that is the starting period of my accounting, my fiscal year. Then my fiscal year, the year that my fiscal year starts. You can work back in a situation where you are just introducing Sage and you want to make use of the application to undo or to post your previous year's transaction. But make sure you go back to the year when you want to really start. If, for example, you want to go back as far as 2017 to manually post your transactions, you want to go back as far as 2018, 2019, and so on and so forth, you have the leverage to go as far as 1990. So for the purpose of this class, our accounting year starts in 2021, January 2021. Then we go to the next option. You are ready to create your company. So after you have clicked finish, you might not be able to reverse some things. So at this point, you can go back to review all of your options. You can go back to review all of your options to see whether you have made the right choice. After review them, you are good to go. Then once you click the finished button, there are some information that you cannot be able to reverse. For example, you cannot change your accounting period, that is your fiscal year. You cannot change your accounting method, which is whether you have chosen Accrual, you cannot change back to cash. If you have chosen cash, you cannot change back to Accrual. So if you click finish button, so if there is any reason for you to change any of this, you have to go through the process of starting the process of creating a new company all over again. So once we are satisfied, we click finish, and the system will run us through the creation of the company data. Okay. Once the company is created, the company you have created will automatically open for you. The company you have created will automatically open for you. Then in the newer Sage, then please indicate if this company should count as an active company. Yes, you choose the option of active company. In the older versions of Sage, you might not have all of this. So once you click that option, then you have your company. You can see the demo company name that we have created is already open for us. This is just the simple way, the simple process of creating a new company data on Sage accounting software. So that will be about all for today's class. If you have any question, anything you want to share with us, or you have specific areas you want us to address, kindly DM us on any of our social media handle. You can contact me on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, WhatsApp, Telegram, and you can also give me a call on all this information that is provided on your screen. And if you also want to get notification of any of our video we are going to be sharing on YouTube, click on the notification button, subscribe, click on the notification button, then you'll be notified anytime we share new video. Then let's also place this disclaimer. We are not going to solicit money from anybody through any of our platform. So let no one take advantage of this video. There are scammers everywhere. We are putting up this video for personal development to assist people that are in accounting profession or users of Sage accounting software in the various account departments of their organization. We are not putting out this video to solicit for money from anybody. So if you want to do business with us, you can contact us on any of these platforms. But for the purpose of this video, it is free for your use, for your consumption, and for the benefits of those that are using Sage accounting software. Thank you so much for listening. Bye. Until we meet next time.